Previously, I put in all the doors and a bunch of the mesh. So, let's keep it going. I'm getting right back into putting on the mesh. First is the blue door. All the mesh so far is on the outside of the run, but the mesh here goes on the inside. There were a couple more tall sections of the run that still needed mesh. This stuff came tightly rolled up. Even after making a cut, it still wanted to stay rolled up. Something that helped a lot is rolling it back up the other way to make it lay flat. Then, it was just much easier to attach to the wall. The big sections of mesh are done. So now I'm moving on to the mesh that goes under the coop and into the ground. In order to prevent a predator from digging away into the run, I'm going to add underground mesh that fans away from the structure. That way, if something tried to dig through, they get stopped by the mesh. I dug a shallow trench all the way around the coop where I'll be adding this feature. The area under the coop is an extension of the run. Not sure if it'll get used, but it's a nice shady area outside if the chickens want to use it. It needs to get enclosed as well. I cut a piece that goes post to post and notched out a few squares from the top corners. I stapled upwards along the entire underside of the coop. I bent the mesh at the top to make it seem like it's just coming straight down. For structural reasons, I didn't really need that pressure-treated beam along the bottom, but I included it specifically for this reason to have something to staple the mesh to at ground level. The excess just fans in the trench to be buried later. For the areas around the run that only needed the underground mesh, I used a strip and stapled one edge to the bottom of the wall. Once I felt comfortable with the amount of mesh and the future safety of the chickies, I filled in the trenches, burying the mesh and smoothed out all the dirt. There's been a lot of mesh so far, and it's almost done. I needed to add mesh above the walls of the run, filling in the gaps between that and the roof. I cut pieces to fit in each gap and stapled them to the top of the wall and the underside of the roof. When I open the windows to vent the inside of the coop, the only thing protecting the chickens is the flimsy window screen. That's not enough. So I added mesh to the inside of the windows. Each day of work gets this thing closer and closer to being ready for the flock. It's nearly fully functional, but now I'm going to spend some time sprucing up the outside to make it look even better. The dirt on the inside of the run has just been ignored since the beginning. It's all lumpy from digging for the foundation, so I took some time to smooth it out. For now, 2 spots are going to get brick pavers, in front of the blue door and in front of the coop door. I smoothed out the dirt for both areas and added water to solidify the dirt a bit. I still have a lot of bricks piled up in this back corner, so I'm just going to be using these. I laid bricks down and made a few cuts for the edges. Not sure if this is going to be the final solution, but it'll work for now. I guess I didn't do a very good job of making the dirt flat. There was a slight cup in the middle of the bricks, so the boss lady made me fix it. I don't want to overload this area with brick, so I picked up some pavers to connect it to the other area. I smoothed out this area and laid more brick. It's a much bigger area and required many more bricks. Now I'm going to make some simple flower pots that will also double as an extra security feature. I gathered 8 cinder blocks from around the yard that were all the same size and hosed them down to clear off all the dirt. Then I sprayed the cinder blocks black. These are very porous, so it's a little tricky making sure they're well coated. When the paint was dry, I placed them along the inside of the L. Dirt and flowers and whatnot will be added later. As I mentioned a couple videos ago, I used finish nails instead of larger nails to attach the siding because I could make it safe for the chickens on the inside. I finally took a moment to flatten all the nails sticking into the coop. It'll be a while until the chickens are allowed to leave the coop and roam around the run, but I still took the time to make a ramp for them. It's just a piece of plywood with small squares attached to it. I sanded down the sharp corners and painted it white. I'm not sure how well it'll work for them. It'll just be trial and error. But if I need to make a better one later, I can. If you remember from earlier, I had to cut down a few of the branches from the tree to make room for the coop. I kept the longer branches as potential natural perches. Now that construction inside the coop was at this point, I could add the branches around. For now, they're just attached to see how well they'll fit. Later on, I'll readjust the heights and stuff to make it work best for the girls. They're just screwed into the wall studs. Last thing for now is to add some more hardware. For the blue door, I added 2 barrel locks to the middle top and middle bottom. This addition now makes it safe for the chickens to be in the run. I bought matching handles for all the doors. This just gives it that final touch of character to make the coop look even better. At this point, it's definitely capable of housing chickens, but I'm still going to add some more features to make it better. I'll be building a matching styled shed nearby, an automatic drinking water system, and of course, introducing the chickens to the run. Okay, that's it for now. See ya.
Hi, can I help you? Go. Back up, back up. Really? Hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. Go.